Right, it is a cold November morning and the Land Rover is just warming up, and so it is Judgment Day to see what / how much I have broken while using it on the field. And then that look effortless on your behalf. See, just that. And then hopefully get a fresh MOT on it. Right, next stop, Cumberland Car Care. The folks that did all the work on it last year are going to have a look at it. I think we're probably going to end up with 2 new swivel joints on the front, because if I'm doing one, it's probably worth doing the other anyway, because they're not that expensive. And maybe give the gearbox a once over. Right, I'm going to sit here and freeze my bollocks off while the car warms up. It. The Land Rover is dropped off. I don't like to video at the place that's doing the work, because there's all sorts of interesting things tucked away in their workshop. Nice loud motorbike. And my brother-in-law Dave is very kindly picked me up at some ungodly hour on a freezing November morning. So fingers crossed it doesn't need too much doing and it gets a fresh MOT, and then we can go and use it some more and probably get it muddy again. Right, I now have to go and do some work. Okay, it is Friday. The car went in on Wednesday, so only 2 days down the road, and I've had a phone call from the garage, Cumberland Auto Care, who said the car is fixed, it's finished, it's ready to collect, and it's passed its MOT. So I'm dressed a little bit differently to early in this video because I've just got in from work. So we're going to go now and pick up the Land Rover. But I thought I'd record a bit before I left home, because it's probably going to be pitch black when I get in the car, because winter. But I also happen to be wearing my lovely British Racing Green Omologato, which I know the Land Rover isn't British Racing Green, but it is green, and it is a very British car. It's the least racing of British cars, but it is still a British car. And I feel like I'm kind of wearing my little motorsport flat cap as well. It seems appropriate. Yeah, so I'm horrendously overdressed for driving a Land Rover, which sort of seems appropriate, because I'm normally very underdressed for driving. No, not like undressed, as in I'm always scruffy as hell when I'm driving the Land Rover. Right, with that confusion out of the way, and the cat making a load of noise in the background here because cat, I'm going to get in the car and go and pick me up a Land Rover. So I've got the Land Rover back. I picked it up last night. Unfortunately, it was completely pitch black, and I haven't got any good lighting out here yet to do any recording at night. But she's home. She's passed her MOT. It did initially fail, so I have got a refusal of MOT test certificate here for headlight aim too low. So the front headlight on here wasn't aimed right, and it was too rusty to adjust, so they replaced the bowl at the back of the headlight. Did some investigation on the front axle. Turned out it wasn't pitting on the surface of the chrome on the swivel joint, so they put a new seal in. We're going to see how that goes. If it continues leaking, then we might consider replacing the swivel joint. But yeah, so with the new headlight bowl and the new seal, it's actually, well, it's not for once been one of those. So yeah, we've got the Land Rover back. It's clean, unlike me, and yeah, ready for another winter's worth of adventures. Now, the fun job is getting it back in those garages, because those stupid up and over doors don't stay up very well. And that's it. Land Rover's good for another year. By good, I mean, you know, it has an MOT and it's technically legal. The door still drops and doesn't shut properly unless you slam it. And it's got 101 other things that need doing. But yeah, it exists. It lives to fight another day. The gearbox is still quite noisy. They didn't get a chance to do a service on that. So once it's back in the garage, I'm going to do an engine service and we're going to do a gearbox fluid change. But that's a job for another day, because, well, HQ 2.0 is keeping me busy with other sorts of restoration. So a little bit off topic for automotive tables. I'm going to show you something we found in HQ 2.0 and something that pleases me really more than it should that we're going to do. If you don't know what that is a Bakelite switch with a china/ceramic base to it. So this is what the house would have originally had, and we still found some lying around in various places in barns, etc., all long since disconnected. But wouldn't it be lovely if you could, you know, have that with modern electrics? Then discovered these. So this, believe it or not, this is a brand new to modern regs switch. And you can also get a base, because the switch we're going to be replacing is a double switch in my office. So we can have two lovely period Bakelite switches to replace the original. How bloody lovely is that? And I know it's not sort of car related, but it's sort of the same thing. It's restoration. It's putting back some original features in a lovely old house. So yeah, I'm a little obsessed with this at the moment. Et voila. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Wasn't a Peugeot equivalent, but like you said, it was on the 306 chassis, so surely the 306 and the Zara